welcome to another exciting episode of Mortal Rolls. Welcome to episode 𝐼𝐣𝐼𝐻. That's right. For those at home, 14 episodes we are. And in Espanol, it's 𝐻𝐴. And father is padre, hermano, hermanas. Hermano y hermanas. We are going to have a great show tonight. We have an episode here that is going to be hopefully a huge lore drop. And we hope you stick around and watch it all happen. These guys have no idea what's going to happen. I do, and I'm excited for it.
Oh,
but yeah,
doesn't make me nervous at all.
Everyone got their second characters, right?
I do have a secondary character.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, no spoilers.
But not a backup, if that's what you mean.
It's not a backup.
Mine is Rupert Chomsky.
Heck yeah. And I guess we should do a little introduction. No one knows who you are. It's been 14 episodes. I still don't know your names. Let me.
Spoiler alert, we don't even know our own names.
What's a name?
What's
so
in a
silly.
name? So we're so how about this? I'm 𝘼𝙣𝙣𝙤. I'm the emperor of this game, and we'll kick it off to pink hair. Then two-tone, we'll go to the beard, and then we'll finish with formerly known as white hair. And after they introduce themselves, we're going to jump into one announcement. Do we have an announcement? I just want to double check.
Yeah, we got announcements.
Fantastic. Look at this. We're on a roll.
All
Please
right.
take it away.
Will do. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Ree. Excited to be here as always. Excited to play. Excited to see whatever new trauma of the week we've got in store for us. A little terrified. But
Good. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Hey everybody, I am Sarah, aka 𝘼𝐻𝐼𝐼𝐻. I play Morwen, and I am ready to cry.
I'm the beard. I'm 𝐘𝐤𝐿𝐻. I play Orin, the fun-loving and love-loving, reducted, not even a class. You'll never know what he is.
We don't know.
And we're just excited to die.
Again.
Spoiler, we're all undead. Actually, like us, like not our characters, we are undead. Hi, what's up? I'm your girl, 𝘗, formerly known as White Hair. I don't know how I got that nickname name. Yeah, that's what's up.
Cool.
I play Sabine. Cool. And that's all we got.
What? Well, fantastic. Hope you went to the Instagrams, because this week was a highlight of Sabine, and that reel was amazing. In fact, all the reels are amazing.
Oh, my Sabine reel? Sarah freaking crushed it. Used the most epic song I was so happy about.
Oh, so good. So good.
You crushed it, baby.
Man, I think you guys said your names, but in one ear, out the other.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens next episode. We'll give it to our correspondent on the social medias. 𝘼𝐻𝐼𝐻, please take it away.
Hello. Yes, this is Sarah with the social media. This is my fake microphone. I am coming to you live from my basement with the announcements. Just kidding. But we're going to get gone, y'all. We're so excited. We're so excited. It's in Edmonton this year, GameCon Canada. We're all going to be there. We're all going to be in cosplay. And we are so stoked to see you and to be there and to be part of the action.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. It's going to be epic. And again, for those at home who don't know who the heck we are and probably meeting us for the first time, we've never played a game together around a table, rolling. In fact, I think only once 4 of us have been together, and one has not. So that would be, I think your name is Ree.
Ree has met us all, and 𝘼𝐻𝐼𝐻 has met us all but
Yeah.
we have not all met.
It's just
What?
Re and Tone never in the same
Re and Tone.
airspace.
Yeah.
Never in the same airspace. It's incredible. So it's going to be a huge delight. The team is getting together. The Motor Rolls team is going to meet in Edmonton on
June
June
14th to the
14th, 16th, and June 14th, 15th, 16th.
June 14th
Mhm.
to the 16th.
That's how numbers work. I love it. All right. Well,
Crazy.
like I said, we have a great. I think it's great. I'm excited for what's going to happen here. So, if there's no other announcements, how about we just jump into this? Can we jump in? Are you guys okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it to it.
Let's fucking go.
Here we go. Last time on Motor Rolls. As the dust of the cavern settled, our heroes emerged, their very essence transformed by the divine encounter with the goddess Mara. Visions of past lives in celestial forms filled their minds as they stepped into the city of Remorum, seeking solace in a humble traveler's hostel. But peace was short-lived, for Morwen and Eve's curiosity awakened the pulsating heart of Tartarus, setting off a chain of events that would shake the very foundations of their fellowship. In a fit of rage and desperation, Sabine jumped from the third-story window in an attempt to capture the newly hatched creature and quickly learned that the laws of gravity are not to be trifled with. Meanwhile, Oren's magical descent on a rainbow slide with Morwen following added to the chaos below. However, Eve's valiant dash down the stairs led to hearing a scholar's tale of a survivor from the sky, sparked a glimmer of hope. Ooh, there was some big lore drop there. Let me get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Oren's quick name change to Corin that was able to bring chaos.
They'll
That
never
was
guess.
Yet, the loss of the transformed heart sowed seeds of discord, driving a wedge between the once united heroes. While attempting to keep the party together, Eve, with Oren's help, learned that the mysterious amulet that she wears around her neck reacts to her true name and had a heart-to-heart with Sabine, calming her rage. As emotions ebbed, the heroes found unity once more at the statue of Arcus, where Captain Simon Flick awaited his faith in the heroes now unwavering after learning of Zabel's ultimate sacrifice. Captain Flick could now entrust them with a secret that Doris Humperdinkus is alive, bringing light to the scandal that involved the summoning of none other than the harvest goddess herself, Mara. But most pressing was the news that the museum cathedral has a cultist within its walls that could bring more truth out of the darkness. Captain Flick pledged his loyalty to the cause to save Remorum, to save the Empire, a loyalty sealed with a blood pact with Morwen, who made him swear an oath to save Joe, the children, and the goats. Now together the heroes stand ready to face what lurks within the dark at the feet of the Arcus statue. Will they succeed in saving Remorum and fulfilling their destiny? Find out today.
On Mortal Rolls.
Yeah. The gods have fallen, and these are their mortal rolls. The party, you stand at the doorway of the cathedral. It is ajar. I say cathedral because it is, but it's been transformed. It's been renovated, and it's undergoing renovations. In fact, it's been closed to the public for the entire time that you all have been in Remorum, especially Morwen, who was and Eve, in Remorum first. Not once have you set foot in this place, for it has been sealed. Now, the door is a jar. Inside, you recall hearing the echo of Morwen's voice echo throughout inside that great space. And just smell of just that old, musty museum that's been sealed for quite some time awaits you. What do you all do?
Before we go in, Sabina's going to quietly walk over to Morwen, but keep her distance and have her arms behind her back to make it very non-threatening and give a very non-awkward smile and just. But her fangs are clearly out because she knows that they're probably gonna fight, and so they're definitely lengthening. And she just goes up to her and just not making eye contact, very nervous, and just goes, Mullen, I perhaps may I speak to you? I don't want to pressure you. I just would like a word. Well, I guess I would actually like a couple of words, more than one, if that is all right.
Okay.
I would just like to apologize and say that I'm sorry for possibly frightening you or something, or making you feel like it is your fault, which I mean it kind of was, but it wasn't. And she kind of like looks at Eve because she's starting to slip a little bit and like fumble.
It's okay, Sabine. You were right. I was a very bad friend, and I shouldn't have touched the thing. I said that I wouldn't, and then I did, and my curiosity got the better of me, and I shouldn't have done it.
Right. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought too. Right.
Eve is giving her a side eye.
It's okay, Sabine. I know that I was not a very good friend to you. It's fine. That's
right. I was not a good friend either. I don't quite know what it means to be a friend or have friends. I've really only ever had Harvey and my guardian before Eve. And now there's a lot of you, and she's like wringing her hands and like. So I am sorry for that.
Making friends is not easy. And I forgive you. Truly.
I forgive you as well.
Okay.
Right. Bye. And she'll just like turn around and like awkwardly like walk a couple feet away.
Morwen just turns around and is like, okay, let's get this over with. And she walks into the cathedral.
Wow. We nailed that.
The big wooden doors of the cathedral. As you place your hands in and walk into it, you have to pull it open. And so you do. Inside is light. You see the lit lanterns down this great hallway. And you realize as you're standing, the inside is completely beautiful. It's all of this smooth material. It has the appearance of marble. And you see columns. And immediately your eyes down this hallway, this entrance hallway, there appears to be pictures all down. As you walk in, what would you guys like to do? Morrowind goes in first. Then who's second?
I would.
And then Eve.
Yeah.
And then I guess it'll be me and my favorite friend Rupert.
Lawrence and his favorite place behind
side.
all the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
For the view.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So go ahead and roll a perception roll.
15.
15. All right. Yeah. Okay. So as you go in, you begin to notice that there are these pictures along the wall, and you do see up ahead that there is a streak of what appears to be some red liquid on the floor about 30 feet ahead. But along the sides, you do see pictures. The pictures depict each of a different scene, but there are some pictures that have been torn where you cannot see the image. But it appears that there is lights lit underneath to still give some light. So you would have to either go up to the picture to see what you can see if you're interested in the pictures. But what would you like? Yeah, what would you like to do? But other than that, it's pretty quiet in here. You don't hear anything. You recall that you did hear some sort of noise coming from inside when you were talking with Captain Flick, but now inside you don't necessarily hear any noise coming from any of the locations.
I do a perception roll as well, but kind of scent the air.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception roll with your nose.
Garbage roll.
So you said that it sounded like a door
13.
slammed in the cathedral last episode?
Yeah, it sounded like a door slammed. Now, you rolled a 15 or 13. Yeah, you get the smell of blood, and the blood is coming from that direction of the red liquid up ahead. You can tell that the smell of blood is quite strong.
She knows the smell of human blood quite well. Does this smell human-y or othery?
It does. It does actually smell quite human-y.
Okay.
Is there a body?
Looking down, all you see is kind of this pool of now what you know is blood. And no, there is no body around it.
Is my rock reacting at all?
Your rock is dimming. And so you know that...
Is my rock reacting?
You mean, tell us about your rock.
Well,
what rock bring you?
It's really hard.
To describe, yeah, I bet.
The rock is very hard.
It's all
Great.
It's like
It's like hard.
Eve, you know that the rock, your biting rock, needs to be recharged, and with the smell of blood and identifying the blood, your rock is reacting. That it would partake.
So just casually dip my rock in the blood.
Okay.
Is it pretty far away?
Yeah, it's pretty far away. Look at the map.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely start walking towards it.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's.
Norwood would start going towards it to investigate as well.
Sounds good.
Be
Sounds good.
wary. Be wary where your feet tread.
Now she's wary.
Sabine, does this mean anything to you?
The blood?
Any of these chambers? You said before if you were. Never mind.
She just kind of stares at you, confused. What do you mean, Eve? Do I hear anything? Are there whispers?
You don't hear any whispers. You smell the blood, and then you begin to notice paintings as you're walking down, and some of them are ripped, while others you see one depicting and with a little heading that says Olympian Knights, and you see this kind of depiction, this artist's painting, a beautiful painting with golds and even the fires just look so realistic that if you stare at it, you almost think that it's just going to flicker. And it depicts Olympia at night. And yet the one that you're staring at, the very first one, as you walk down, it kind of catches your eye. It has the heading underneath it. Mara provides knowledge to the elves.
Could I go up to one of the torn paintings and lift it up so that we can see better? Kind of, like Belle in Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
You kind of lift it up, go up to it? Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And you see this, the depiction of Mara. You see a green goddess dress in this beautiful robe depicting the colors of nature and this almost like the seasons of leading from spring to the harvest. She carries that golden scythe. It all looks very familiar, the scythe that attacked you in the caverns, in the temple of Mara. And also it appears that Mara is within the caverns. It looks very familiar, as if they are below Remorum from whence you guys came. And there are two depictions of these elves. One elf kneeling down, sitting as if they are listening and hearing the knowledge, while another male elf almost kind of showing homage or reverence to the goddess. Again, the heading of the picture, the label says, the goddess Mara provides knowledge to the elves.
Does the female elf look familiar? Is that Farron or?
You look and you go ahead and roll a perception roll. Another perception. Now that you're holding it, you can have a plus 4 to this roll because you're standing up close.
A 17.
17. You take a look, and while you don't notice, you do notice something different though about the eyes. It's not like when I say you don't notice, you don't necessarily notice a familiarity. Yes, I mean, maybe all the sexy elves are related. I don't know. Actually, I do know.
Real quick, Tone. Little celebration. We just officially hit 100 followers. Woo!
Oh, where's my soundboard?
I know.
Oh, I'm like, that's some input. You do think they're all related.
Just unfollowed. Oh, stop.
Welcome.
We hit 100! Thank you! Oh my gosh. uh, so yes, yeah, you do notice, but one thing you notice: the eyes. The eyes look normal. They are not solid black. They look like human eyes.
In both elves or just the female?
Going up close to the male, you also see that while it's darker, you can sort of depict that it still looks a fairly normal eyes.
And she kind of just whispers to herself, fascinating.
Okay. What else would you like to do now that you're holding this picture? Everyone can see it, obviously.
I think Eva's gonna just go up to it. I think she's a little distracted by the depiction of Mara again, and the feelings that brings up.
I think that Morwen would kind of like touch the painting a little bit, like just gently.
Yeah. Now, you're up close looking at it. You can tell that obviously it was torn, not, by age, or it looks like it was sliced right across, like slashed.
So it was an intentional tear.
Is what you get from your role in terms of looking at it. Now that you're up close, you can see that the tear, yeah, you could come to the conclusion that it may have been intentional. Beside this picture is also other pictures.
While she's looking at one of the, at the Mara photo, could I go up to another one?
Yes. There is one right beside it as well, same. It has a torn picture. The heading, you go to read it?
Sure.
Can you read?
She knows she can't read, doesn't mean she's not going to darn tootin' try.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. See if there's a word, do you bring anyone with you?
She's going to try and just sort it out on her own.
Gotcha. My goodness. All right, go ahead and roll. Yeah, roll an intelligence roll. Let's see if you can depict and make out some words.
Mm-hmm.
This is the picture that you are looking at, Sabine.
Oh, it's ripped. I guess I can't look at it. Just kidding. Where do I roll for intelligence?
Would it be a society roll? So there's not like an intelligence roll.
Is there not? I thought there was.
I think if you just kind of click on your intelligence, are you not?
I tried.
You do a society roll, that's fine. With a -4 on this.
Or I can intimidate the painting. Tell me what you know, painting!
Tell me your secrets!
I like it.
Okay, sorry, society, yes. Alright, baby, don't let me down! Okay, you know what, that was way better than I thought. That was a 6.
That was a 6. Brilliant. Know anything.
Yep.
You gibberish.
Yep.
It's like, what? Numbers?
Yep. Oh, they put the plaque upside down. I'll just say, Eve.
Yes, Sabine. Coming.
What does this say on it?
And I think that hearing Sabine's voice will break her out of her trance, kind of staring at the picture of Mara, and then she'll rush over to Sabine and then quickly go to read what the plaque says.
The plaque says the questioning.
The questioning, it says.
What does that mean?
We can find out. And she'll go to lift.
Sabine will help her lift up the other side.
As you both lift it up, you reveal a picture that has a image of Zeus. It looks like the god of the tempest, along with the godmother, Lacinia, his wife. You see a depiction of what looks as if another god in the corner holding a trident, the symbol of Aquarius, the god of the salt water. And then you see two other images.
Who are these
Images.
people, Eve?
That's
A society, Sabine and Eve, as you continue your conversation.
okay. Yeah. Can I get any bonuses to this society roll, just given that I just saw these?
You would have, roll a +4. In fact, both can roll with a +4.
Oh, I get a +4? I was like, oh, sweet, I get a -4.
She saw the other forms as well.
Oh, yeah, true.
You saw all of us.
True. I don't think she would connect that at first. Oh, you know what? Maybe our girl would. Because that was a 17.
That was a 17. And Eve, what did you roll?
Nice! Holy!
32?
Yes.
I'm going to have to get you to re-roll that. That's just too high.
Mm.
You'd be like,
You didn't say it was too low when I rolled too low.
Sabine, with a 17, you look at this picture and you're like, it looks so familiar. You've seen these images. You've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they look so familiar to you as if you just saw them. Were they not the images or that you saw within the caverns? As you stare at the angel and at this goddess with long purple hair and this long gown of purple that looks as if bone is sort of wrapping around the chest area. Just in all its beauty, you stand there staring at this. Eve, you stare at this and tears immediately fill your eyes. And immediately you can feel the tears run down your cheek because you recall this moment somehow in a past life. This picture depicts when Arcus went missing. And you know that you're looking at a painting of you, of Renia. And you know you are looking at a painting of Morrigan.
Sabine, that's me. That's the other me, and Morrigan was the name. Winnie, please, for a moment.
Winnie drops the painting that she's holding up and scuttles over.
And she just stands there pointing at the painting.
What?
It's you!
That's you!
And that's you.
That's...
And I knew what your name was. I remember you were Morrigan.
Roll a society roll, Morrowind.
Do I get bonuses?
You can roll with a +4 as you hear the name.
26.
Hell yeah.
You are staring at the goddess of sorcery, the goddess of ghosts. You are staring at an artist's depiction of Morrigan. And while you recognize who you're looking at inside, you feel this glimmer of hope. But immediately, it begins to feel that dread that you felt, a sadness, a feeling incomplete. That's what you get.
I think that she would reach up and touch Morrigan. I heard it. Her face.
You feel just the oil paints.
I remember this moment. You were there, and we were both. That was when. It was right. It was when Arcus went missing.
Does that sound familiar to me?
You'd have to roll another society roll. No bonus on this one.
No bonus. I would like to cast guidance on myself.
Now, guidance is not like D&D.
No.
When I cast guidance, I don't touch myself.
I didn't touch myself, but I did cast it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and society? Oh, I forgot to press with guidance. 22.
Your heart breaks. And immediately you feel as if a memory of that moment. You stare at yourself while feeling incomplete. You can see the depiction. You can see the face of Morrigan. You can see that she is angry, but you know that anger was hiding sadness, and you feel that. The questioning is what the picture is called. The questioning, and you recall the feelings of being questioned.
I think she would just be silently crying, and I think that she would step back and move on to the next painting.
Sabine would just say, Oren, do you see yourself in these paintings at all? Are you in here? Is that you? She points at the king of the gods. Or perhaps that guy?
Walk up and look at it and no, I'm not in this painting at all, but Morwen and Eve, you say that's you.
That is definitely
incredible.
I saw.
You look both so beautiful and powerful and godly. Of course, not that you don't look beautiful now, of course. Eve, your wings, they're magnificent.
Thank you.
We'll have to find a way to get those back for you.
Perhaps that's possible. This is good. This is clues. This is getting us closer to what we need to know. Let's see the others.
Morrowind, you directly next, and while Orin, you're talking, you can see Morrowind kind of walk by. Sabine, Eve, you're holding the paintings. What do you all do?
Can I rip it down?
Like rip the painting off?
Just the fabric, just pull the fabric off?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you go ahead and roll a thievery as you attempt to tear this painting off and to try, I guess, ultimately to try and save it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's broken in two pieces, like it's cut similar to the other painting.
13.
You kind of don't do the best job at tearing it.
That sounds about right.
You do save the two of the Verinia and of the Morrigan.
Oh, shit. Not the other ones?
You just got Juice's nipples.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You don't get the heads of Licinia and Juice. You just kind of get the nipples. The nipples.
Whoops. Didn't tear it very good. Whoops. And she'll just roll it up. Should we tear them all down?
Well, why don't we look and see if we can find you or me?
Right, let's just see if we can find you. Right. Perfect. Right.
More when you're staring at this picture while the conversation's going, what are you doing to the next picture? Are you doing the same thing, lifting it up immediately?
First, she would read the plaque.
It reads the twins.
And then she lifts.
And this is what you see. You see we can roll a society roll. As this is the first time I think you're seeing.
And can Orin go and look to likely recognize that a little bit?
Oh!
Orin, yeah. Orin, you go with a +4. Go ahead. Okay. All right, Morrowind. Reroll. What is crits? Natty 20? What? Proper crit.
I'm so happy.
Orin, you see the depiction of who you were talking to. You see. And you would, you just remember the feeling of that comfort. You remember the feeling of all these feelings of what you felt in that memory are flooding back to you. It's her.
I remember her. I had a dream about her in the cave. I talked to her.
Do I know who she is?
With a natural 20, crit 30, you know You're looking at the siblings. Actually, sorry. You're looking at the siblings, the twins. You're looking at the son and daughter of Zeus and Lacinia. You are looking at the god of battle and warfare. You are looking at Bane. And beside him, you are looking at the goddess of chaos and bloodshed. You're looking at Belladonna.
Orin, you saw Belladonna in your vision?
Yeah. I think I knew her like really well.
Did you say Belladonna?
Yes. It's Bane and Belladonna.
She kind of looks back towards Sabine. That is
Sabine's looking at a whole nother painting.
You walk by to the next one?
Yeah.
Sabine. You spoke of Belladonna.
I did. They, tried to sacrifice me to her and in my village and tried to, I guess succeeded in taking Corby, but they tried to sacrifice me to her. Why?
It's a painting of her.
Oh.
The god Bane. The twin.
They're twins? I wonder if the mistress knew that.
I think the mistress knew a lot of things that she didn't tell us.
Which makes you say that?
Oh, I guess she is gone and I no longer have to keep her secret. She was the lover of the god Bane. She was mates with him, I believe, and he gave her an unnaturally long life. So he, I imagine, could be with her for all eternity, and it just sounded very romantic, but she said about 10 years ago? 10 years ago, her marking on her arm started to fall. The sand and the marking and the time.
Sounds.
The time capsule, the sand was pouring out, and the more power she used from her love, her mate, the more she died. And that's what happened in the cave. She used up the rest of her sand that her mate gave to her.
She gave her life to help us. Well, now I feel bad.
People are rarely good or bad. Anyway, what can Eve's like just thinking, going back through memories that she's had recently, and just trying to feel this feels so close being in this temple. Between looking at the picture of Bane and Belladonna and the description of the sand and the hourglass, is there something that would strike Eve.
Roll a society roll.
All right.
You're trying to tap into something, so you won't have a bonus on this, but I won't give you a penalty.
Okay. $29.
It's gonna bite us in the ass.
It was almost a 1.
It was almost a 1.
It like rolled to the 1 and then it rolled back to the 19, and I was like, oh!
Holy smokes! Where was these rolls when you were fighting? Like Mara?
when we were dying?
Yep.
Excellent
It's
question.
It's like 𝐹𝐷-Foundry wants the lore to be revealed.
Yeah, no kidding.
Eve, you hear the depiction. You hear the hourglass. You look at Bane. You look at Belladonna. But sort of for some reason, you look at your wrist because you saw that same tattoo. Or at least something so close to it that used to appear, that used to be on your wrist. But not your wrist as Eve. You just recall Brenya having an hourglass on her wrist. And you recall that this hourglass was not something that brought joy or special powers that, like you kind of are hearing that how it helps Isabel. No. It's bringing fear. And that's what you, as you begin to recall and you stare at your wrist where you know where it should be, but you don't see it there. But you just remember fear.
What you just described the sand running out. But sounded very familiar. I think that I had something like that when I was her. She'll kind of motion to the painting.
Oh. Are you mated to Bane as well? Does the mistress know?
Bane, I think that the gods have a lot of mates.
No, you have one mate.
Some people do.
Well, you can go ahead. Oren's just gonna walk up to the painting and just kind of touch the painting where Belladonna is, and just try to connect to it. Like I know her. I do. I know her.
Sabina's trying not to look at the twins' painting. She doesn't want to see the goddess who she was going to be sacrificed to. She's very much just like averting her gaze from it.
Marwyn just kind of puts her hand on Oren's shoulder. gently. Making sure not to have, like, anything on his back, so it would be more like a...
I don't think it was a gift for me. Hourglass was something to be feared. Or in anything from you, do you?
Do you want to talk about what happened in your vision?
Yeah. Well, I had been whipped by my dad, and then I went to her, to Belladonna, and she held me and she put a salve on my wounds, and we talked like we had known each other forever.
Sounds like a very tender moment.
Should we try to see if that's one of you?
Sure.
Or...
Yeah. I'd like to try and keep this one too. If I can take out my dagger and just try to cut out the painting of this one, because I want to keep this one with me.
Yeah. Roll your thievery on it.
And I think seeing that this is particularly meaningful,
Marwyn would help him.
Yeah, you can roll a d20. And if you roll higher than a 15, he can get a +2.
A d20, not a thievery?
You can roll a thievery if you roll higher than a 15. Yes! Diggity dog. Yeah, Orin, get a +2 as Morwyn's soft cashmere hands help. Yeah. And you did an okay job. It's not necessarily the best. It kind of, cuts around, but you got the majority of what you were looking for. It's not the clean edge, though, but you did it.
Yeah, just gonna roll it up and put it away. And Sabine, I know you said that you had some problems with Belladonna, but I don't know if she's bad. I think maybe that the people who were trying to sacrifice you to her were misguided or bad. But I'm gonna find out. Okay?
Sometimes people misconstrue what a god or goddess would want with their own desires. I'm very sorry for what happened to you, Sabine.
Right. They were going to, and she like turns around from you guys and is like kind of shaking.
And Morwyn just looks in her eyes and she goes, they got what they deserved.
They were going to eat my heart.
Eve will offer her arm. She's like not gonna touch you, but she will just like offer her arm for support if you want it. And you showed them, didn't you?
I did.
You are safe now.
And no one is going to touch your heart if I have anything to say about it.
Right. 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 Perfectly fine.
They would have to get through all of us now.
Do you want to go look at the next painting?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. You guys may. I'm just going to stand here.
Do you want I can wait with you?
I'm perfectly fine. I'm all right.
To be side, you're standing by the next painting over, as where you're saying this.
Well, we're already
She'll push it open.
here.
Can I read the description?
You read the description underneath: the court of juice. And Sabine, what you're staring at is what you see Juice at the center, beside him Licinia, and then you see all the depictions of all the gods. You see the sea god, Ecluvius. You see Bane. You see Casimir.
I think upon looking at it and seeing Casimir, Orin's gonna kind of take a step and stumble back a little bit.
We would both try and kind of.
Yeah, I think Morwyn would be like, do you recognize someone? Do you see yourself, Orin?
No. It's him.
Roll a society.
It's him.
Me?
Orin.
Just a flat.
Society roll +4.
Ooh, 25.
As you're saying, it's him. It's you. You 100% know that is your father.
That's
As
my dad. Casimir. He's the one I hear laughing.
I think Eve hearing that name too. I'm sorry.
Mormon would offer her hand to him.
Eve.
Just to hold
Lauren's hand.
Yeah.
As Eve, as you do that and you hold his hand, Eve, you were describing.
She's just gonna go up to Orange. I'm sorry. He's not. We won't let him hurt us anymore.
Us?
You. We don't, I, remember the name to, we won't let him hurt you anymore.
Do you think he's think he's the one that gave you the medallion?
Not the medallion. Something else, I think. She'll kind of look at her arms again, turning them over to look for whatever she felt before when she remembered Casimir.
Yeah, as you begin to then try and focus in on that memory that you have about Casimir, I'll need you to make a will saving throw.
While they are talking, after Oren made that connection with his dad and all of that, she'll drop that painting and go to the next. That is just in between all of that.
I think what Morwen would do is she would take the dagger that she got from the prison and she would slash through Casimir.
Yeah, sounds good. You do that.
Yeah.
As more when you're cutting down the blade and get that feeling of satisfaction. Eve, you roll a 21, and it's not enough for you to not feel the pain. As again, you take a look at your arms and you can see all the fine cuts all over. And they are so visible to you. And you need to roll a 1d4. For some mental damage.
Oh, of fucking course.
That is
rolling well all night.
Yep.
6 points of mental damage as you feel the pain slice, and the point that you begin to see that it's almost as if it's bleeding. And as you are caught in this thought and this feeling of not being able to move while feeling the blade ever so go all over your body, breaking out of it, you come out with a headache, and then you look again and it's gone.
I don't, she's just like looking over her arms again. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Is there? I could feel it.
Oren's just gonna kind of gently grab her arms, but like leaving his arms open so he's not like gripping her wrists, but just kind of lightly grabbing them and just kind of pull her in and look at them. And I don't see anything. Are you okay?
Yes, I don't know who. I don't envy you if that is your father. I don't think he's a good man.
No. I don't think he is either. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for your pain.
Sorry for yours.
Thank you.
Should
Thank,
have stood.
thank you, Morwen.
Thank you.
I was gonna do something similar.
Do it again. It felt pretty good.
Maybe we can move on to the next painting.
Morwen, Eve, where you guys are at right now, you're at the end of the hallway. You've gone up one side, taking a look at the the paintings. Now you're at the pool of blood. Eve, you're there. Sabine, you're looking at the other paintings, and you can see on the other side the same amount of paintings, but they now, of course, you'd be walking down the hallway to go see them again. So you have another wall of paintings
Yeah.
to look at.
I think she would just be frantically looking at them, dropping the canvas, going to the next, dropping the canvas. Almost frantic.
Almost frantic, fair enough. So you go and do that. Morwen, as you're cutting down the Casimir picture,
I just sliced right through his face.
As you slice through it, you get another look at all the rest, and you know that there's other depictions of other deities. One thing that would catch your eye immediately is that you do see a depiction of Arcus, and you see some other gods that you might know. If Mara, you would recognize because of the previous painting that had Mara. Mara is there. You see one picture that sort of looks like familiar, like that angel, but it's not the same. And then, of course, at the end, you see another picture of another god holding a goblet of wine. And as you're up close, your eyes would kind of dart and see all that. Sabine, I imagine, Eve, you're with your rock. You are putting it in the pool of blood.
Yeah.
And immediately the blood begins to, and your rock begins to glow, fully charged. Sabine, your the first picture you see as you run to the right across.
Mm-hmm.
You see a picture that looks that actually kind of one that just makes you hesitate just for a moment as you're taking a look at it, and you think that you see again Casimir. You see again another picture of Juice, of Licinium, but then you see a depiction of Arcus, and they're still in that same court, that throne room.
I think she would tear them all down. Except the one of Arcus. She would hesitate and see probably his angel wings on his feet. And just hesitate and just gently touch her fingers lightly to the feathers and just say very gently, "Where are you? Who are you?" And then she'll drop it and and then she'll make her way over to the last painting that she hasn't looked at yet, which would...
And the painting that you see is this one.
Curious. Would she have any memories at all of this one?
You're staring at this face, and for some reason, you can't read the name.
No.
People's there, you can't.
She didn't even look at the plaques.
Yeah, you just walk by. Yeah, go ahead and roll a society roll. This one with a +2. As you stare at a white, silvered hair, and a black, kind of gothic look, open chest, silver eyes, And with a 21, you whisper, like as if it's just kind of automatically like a reaction, Lazarus.
Lazarus. Lazarus. Lazarus. Then she would turn around and slowly walk over to where the twins' painting was. And with shaky hands, and just trace the names with her fingers. Belladonna. Bane. She feels something there. She knows there's something after what Oren had said about his story, and she is just a little too scared to fully open that door all the way.
Sabine, as you're thinking about Bane and Belladonna, as you're kind of thinking about this, you feel almost a pull to the right-hand side, as if from that room that's on the other side of the hallway, you feel drawn to. Now, as you all have looked at the different paintings, you're all at the end of the hallway, and you notice that you see there are 4 giant chambers, each with its own door. At the center is a fountain with seats where people would come in, sit down, rest. But then you also see at the very end of the hallway, further down, is a giant tapestry. And to the left and to the right, the same at the end of those hallways, giant tapestries. You can kind of make them out as there's candlelight near them all. And of course, you see 4 giant doors leading to other different chambers. You know that this is the cathedral museum that housed the chapels of 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤 𝙤, Belladonna, and Bane. That's what Captain Flick said to you prior to leaving. So you are left at the end of this hallway. Where would you like to go? And just a reminder, Sabine, you felt a pull to the right, to the chamber to the right.
After kind of looking at the plaque, she'll just, when she feels that drawing, she'll just go. She'll just head there. I don't think she'll say anything. I think she'll just
start walking.
Yeah.
See, kind of Sabine walking away from the other pictures. What are you? You all following immediately, or are you all taking a look at the pictures as
well? Probably follow her, right?
Yeah. Eve like kind of looks back at the pictures because she wants to look at them, but she doesn't want Sabine to go anywhere solo.
Most of them are on the ground, if that helps.
She'd be maybe as they're going, like picking up the paintings from the ground, just like
taking a look. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, actually, one thing that you'll notice: roll a perception roll, Eve, as you're picking up the picture.
Okay.
And Morrowind also can roll on this perception roll as well.
I am so scared for us. Like, this is great.
Last time we were in a temple, we almost died.
Yep.
If we get into combat,
and we got so cocky. We were all like, yeah, look at this boy. I want to know this, like, wall. What is this wall?
I mean, if it makes you feel better, we get a hero point every session.
Totally. We got cocky.
Let's we'll clarify this. You don't get a hero point to add upon your hero point. You start with 1. And if you don't use your hero point by the end of the game, you lose it. You gain 1 again. Unless you do something that gives you a bonus hero point. And I'll tell you when that happens. So, okay, with a 27, Eve, immediately you take a look at you pick up the picture, but one thing you're noticing as you scan the room again, each of the pictures that depict the gods have been slashed. The pictures that haven't been harmed as either a picture of, like, a room. There's a picture of a throne room. There's a picture of, it's called the view of the gods, and it's the view like from a high point of Olympia. There's a picture called the signs from heaven, and it kind of shows like northern lights and meteors kind of streaking across the sky. Those ones aren't touched, but every single picture with a god has been slashed. And you're holding the first one that Sabine ripped off the wall. And there you can see on it, as you kind of put your hand to it, you can see that this is the picture of, and you kind of look at the label, what it reads. It reads the trial of Arcus. And you see, again, the depiction of Zeus and Licinia on the throne room. Mm-hmm. On the side, you see a picture of Equivius, very similar to the other picture that you saw, titled The Questioning. But this time, instead of seeing Morrigan and Verinia, you see Casimir with Arcus. Mm. Now, with that 27, I'll give this to you as well. You notice that there's something about the painting, the way that it was painted. You see that Casimir is quite large in comparison to Arcus. And Arcus has been painted with like a red tinge to it. That stands out to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he wasn't painted like that in the other ones.
No.
I think that she might roll that one up and take it.
Okay. Roll a thievery to see how well you cut it.
Yeah.
Well, it was already
cut, so she just.
No. She ripped it off she ripped the frame.
Oh.
Right? I imagine that's how I interpreted what you did. Like, you just ripped the whole frame to the ground. Okay, that's why.
She was like in a bit of a, bit of panicky. So she's just like, "Whoa, done with you. On to the next."
No chance that I could use like stealth.
No.
What about crafting?
That'd be silly.
Or crafting.
Morwyn.
Yeah.
Help her.
Fixing the painting, you're trying to steal it.
Could
Morwyn... Now, if you Morwyn, you're seeing that Eve is struggling to try and maybe the shaking as she doesn't want to ruin Morwyn. You can go ahead and roll a thievery yourself, and if you roll higher than a 15, you can assist by giving her a +2 to her roll.
Technically, crafting does allow you to undo crafts as well.
No. Sorry,
so close. And
so
yet,
okay.
So far.
And friend dies of dysentery.
Oh man, are we playing Oregon Trail?
This just turned into Red Dead Redemption.
Morrigan Trail?
Yeah, Morrigan. Oh! Okay, that's a hero point.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. I think that could have been better.
I'm not sure why it's not clicking. Let me. Here we go.
Morwyn,
you need to push the click.
Oh, well, that's hero point.
Yeah, use your freaking hero point.
What if we almost die die again, and I need the hero point so I don't die.
Use your freaking hero point. I want that thing.
Okay, I'll use my hero point.
I will use my hero point to help you.
Now, what will happen here is if you keep the one, you can cut out one image.
Mhm.
You won't be able to save the entire image. If you use a hero point on this roll,
Who
we'll
do
see what
you
happens.
really want?
Yeah. What do you really want?
Also, in the painting with the king, queen, and ass face and Arcus.
The whole pantheon.
Yeah. Oh, not that
one.
No,
Not that
just the one with the like 4 of them. I know how to count. Sabine tore off Arcus and rolled his little
So
picture
Eve
up
wouldn't
and
have
took
seen
Arcus.
So Eve wouldn't have seen that.
Well, there might have been other ones with Arcus. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But that's the one that you saw.
Oh, so you ripped that. Okay, so
Unless I ripped a different one with Arcus on it. I don't know.
I think you would have been. I think you said that one. Okay, in that case, then there's a shredded picture missing a person. On it, it said that, and you're assuming it's Arcus because it did mention Arcus, and it was missing.
There's
And
probably
so
a foot left over.
I think she would be a little less motivated to take it without the depiction of Arcus. So I'm not going to spend my hero point.
Draw a mustache on Casimir if you'd like. There you go.
I think she does maybe take out her dagger and just flash the picture of Casimir a little bit too.
You get a feeling of that satisfaction.
Just
from dude.
Sad llamas everywhere.
Yeah. She'll then follow.
Sounds good. Sabine, you walk around the corner. You're heading towards the door that's leading to the chamber to the right. Immediately, your eyes catch the tapestry. It looks large, and you kind of see a depiction of a person. And it all depends actually if you're even curious about it. Are you curious about it? Would you look at it, or would you go directly to the door?
Where's the tapestry on the map, real quick?
It is just right here. Bing, 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 and you're over here. And I'm clicking.
Sure, why not?
Would she?
I don't know. I mean, I can roll a perception roll just to like really be real and see if she even sees it. But if she is feeling that pull, that like almost like the hypnotic thing that Eve was feeling towards the altar, towards this room, I don't think she would really care if she didn't see it with all the pillars and everything. Are those?
Yeah, you'll have a on it because you're not really paying attention. You have a -2.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nope, that was a -1. Nope, that was not what I wanted. Are those pillars in the way?
Yeah, those are all pillars. Kind of blocking your shadow.
16.
Right. 16. Yeah, you kind of you notice it. You see that there's a picture. And so really it's up to you whether or not you want to walk towards it or you want to go and open this door.
Nah, she'll just go in the room.
All right. In that case,
she's had enough with these paintings.
With painting, I understand completely.
Really quick, before I go into this room alone,
we're gonna be pretty close.
Nothing ever bad happens when you go to a room alone. I'm assuming we all would have healed up.
Yeah, we had a long rest in between, right?
No. When we all took a stage dive out the window.
No. Unless some sort of short rest or something. but you would not have the
Awesome.
benefits.
Okay, cool. Well, she's still in. She goes in.
All right,
Oh, wait,
you
where's
go
the
in
door?
right here.
Where are you going? Come here. Go through the door, you silly.
Boom. All right. So as you open this door, heavy doors, and you can see on the
She
door.
goes in like Aragorn.
Yeah, you can see depictions of skulls, a sword, and each of the skulls, it looks like as if it's kind of dripping blood, and it's really done in an artistic way. But it's a sword, and then you see a beast on the other door. You open it, and this is what you see.
Oh. Damn, that's cool. That's fucking cool, Tone. And the candles are just so happen to be lit.
The candles are lit.
Nothing creepy about that.
Immediately, you are met with a giant stone face. Like it is tall. It's as tall as the statue of Mara that you saw down in the temple below. And your eyes go across, and you can see that there's different statues, of course, with these plaques in front, as if it's trying to explain what each thing means. But you are here in this room. What catches your eye first, and what would you like to do?
She'd be weirded out about why these candles are lit. Also, the Darth Vader statue off to the side. She'd be like, that looks cool. I think she would just very slowly start to walk around. I think she would head towards the beast. So, right side, I'm assuming.
Go to the right side, and where there's a depiction of what looks to be a giant wolf.
Yeah.
But beside it as well, it's another depiction of this warrior sitting on top of a horse. And so what you see is a giant wolf. And you see again this image that you saw when you were tied up. Belladonna. And the engraving on the different kind of rocks that you were being sacrificed to, you kind of look and you're seeing the same kind of depiction. This time she's riding a horse into battle. It looks very heroic. It looks as if like she looks like powerful. And the beast just kind of stares. What do you do?
I think she would gently just kind of graze her hands, or like her fingertips across the horse's leg as she walks by, go over to the beast and give it a gentle boop on the nose, but then kind of like make it into a pet of its snout and just kind of look at it and just be amazed at this giant wolf beast there. And then she would just kind of, I think, walk over to the big, like, I don't know, statue plaque at the end, I think.
The one of the giant face?
Yeah. And just kind of like glance to the other side.
As you walk now towards the wolf, you're now near the altar that's set in front, and you see that on top of this altar is a whole bunch of meat. It is just like, you can see that there is animal legs, what looks like to be like steak, heart, animal heart. It's just a whole bunch of these meats laid on this altar before Belladonna.
She would go up to the altar and she'd flip the fucking table.
You can roll an athletics roll with a +4 as you flip this table over. See how well you flip it.
And I think when she does that, she doesn't go into her feral state yet, but she'll start to shift a bit and start getting real angry. You said athletics, acrobatics? Yeah. What one? Athletics, okay. With a plus what?
With a +4.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be a 24.
Almost lands back on its feet.
And the altar flies and slams against the face of the stone face. Like you just throw it right at it and it breaks and shatters and the meat's just going to drip down and just fall to the ground.
Yeah. She'd grab all the bloody meat chunks and whatever and just fucking throw them too at the stone face.
Yeah, as you throw,
start screaming. Nothing intelligible, just anger, sadness, pain, confusion.
As you are yelling and throwing, you kind of turn your head and to the left of you, you see the 3 statues. But also, you notice there's one of an angel that looks as if she's weeping. Do you take a look at the...
Yeah, she'll walk over to the angel.
You stare at this, and you can't read.
No, I can't.
And you're looking at these, but I want you to roll a society roll with +4. As all of a sudden you begin as if something is trying to crack. It's like scratching at the surface.
Oh, man.
And it just like...
I'm going to use my hero point.
Okay.
But what do you think the other side of Sabine... I mean, obviously, something's trying to stop her from knowing this stuff.
It always seems to be something blocking. Every time.
And then you said a +4? Or do you want this to have a -1 on this?
Oh, sorry. Are you rolling? What are you doing?
I was going to use a hero point.
Using a hero point? Again. Well, yeah, you had a bonus of a +4.
Okay.
For the folks at home, she rolled a natural 1 the first time. Now,
17.
Oh, a 17.
Oh, wait. No. I forgot to push add.
21.
So 20.
Yes.
21?
21. Plus 4.
Okay. 1.
Yep.
All right. 20 with a 21, you take a look and you see the very first statue, which is of a woman sitting down, and you get the sense that that's a side of belladonna that you don't normally see, like when she's not with any armor. And it's almost as if it's depicting, while it's there's power, there's still humility.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that it's, this depiction of her, and you're just like almost kind of reaching out. You just kind of find yourself just sort of, and you get the sense of, like it's affecting you. You can feel some feels happening.
Yeah.
Then your eyes go to the one, and it looks as if you can see a man holding, again, this depiction of belladonna. And you just hear that voice inside your head. Stay. Stay. And you have a memory of walking down a hallway, shackled with a collar around your neck. And at first you think this is a memory of the pirate ship, of when you were captured. But then as you kind of lift up your eyes, you see that you are walking down this beautiful marble hallway. And you are being led by a chain, being held by an angel. And you see the gods that are depicted in the paintings. And as your eyes try to make some eye contact, they just turn away to not look at you. And then you are alone with this angel. And what memory, what do you say to Verinia?
Oh my gosh. My mind is blanking right now.
That could absolutely be the reaction.
Yeah.
Verinia, what would Verinia say in this memory?
Lady Belladonna, can't blame yourself forever. You feel whatever remorse you feel, that is a sign of your good intentions.
Good intentions. Of slaughtering thousands.
It was a mistake.
I don't believe my father would take kindly to this mistake.
On the side, you feel a pain in the stomach. And as your chained hands kind of move down, you can see a stab wound with dried golden ichor around it.
Miss Melody, you must rest. I can get you some, here. And she'll hand you a glass of water, and bring one of your, robes to just put around your shoulders.
Thank you, Verenia. I am very grateful for your kindness.
This is nothing, milady.
What happened? Verenia, what did I do?
What do you remember?
I remember getting a call, a summoning. I thought it was one of my commanders, and I don't remember. I remember going to my temple and feeling rage, so much anger, and then darkness. Why am I bleeding?
Don't push yourself right now. I'm sure things will come to you in time. But, you deserve to know. I don't know much. I wasn't there. I didn't get there until it was, a bit too late, unfortunately.
What did I do, Verenia?
I'm sorry, my lady.
I'm sorry.
No, you need not apologize to me. I'm sorry. I spoke out of line. There were many casualties. Lady, I'm sorry.
I can feel the souls. I can feel them screaming, burning, dying.
Sabine, roll another society roll. This time, also with +4.
+17.
And that's with the +4?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get
she's 1
full,
for society.
You don't get full everything, but you do recall Bane calling out your name when he says, "I'm so sorry, sister. I'm so sorry, Belladonna." And you feel the pain in your stomach as this rage, and that's when you remember how you exited the rage that you were feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up from this memory as you're staring at Bane holding on to Belladonna. A statue depicting the disgrace of Belladonna. And you know that this is showing how Bane saved her. But you're left with that memory of what he said. Your eyes move towards now the angel weeping. And you know exactly who that depicts.
Yeah.
As if the artist, whoever sculpted this, always knew that Verinia was a friend to Belladonna.
I think she would walk in a daze up to the angel and just crouch in front of it and fall to her knees.
As Sabine is weeping at the statue of the angel, what is the rest of you doing? Morwen, Eve, Oren, what are you doing?
I think Eve would have been giving Sabine a moment to absorb whatever she was absorbing, but I think seeing her kind of go down, she would kind of rush over and just put her hand on Sabine's shoulder and kind of crouch down with her. And she wouldn't say anything. She'd just be there.
Morwen, Oren?
Oren would have been pretty close behind her, but just standing a little bit back and watching her and letting her do her thing.
Before you enter the room, I want you to roll a perception roll.
Nice.
That'll do. 28.
I can't wait for battle.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm the only one rolling normal.
Eve's gonna go back to her usual battle of just missing everything.
I hope the FD-Foundry gods remember that. I rolled normal.
I rolled normal. Please be kind.
So kind to me, sir. I apologize.
To be fair,
Your eyes.
I have been rolling about the same that I normally roll for roleplay.
Can't help, you're a badass.
I mean, for roleplay, yeah.
All play.
Ooh. Or in your eye, as you're walking towards the room, all of a sudden your eyes just sort of get drawn to this giant tapestry, and your eyes get drawn to this torn picture. But there's something about this picture that sort of calls to you. Oh, what would you do?
Yeah, I think I would go over to it and read the statement below it that says Dungeon Alchemist and be confused at what that means.
That's right. The artist. DA.
And then, I think I would go over and look at both the pieces on the side and try and flatten out the painting to see what it was.
And as you go and read, you read the god of entertainment, the god of secrets. And on the side, you notice that there are imps, depictions of like devils, like seeking to rise up and attack. and this depiction of this god is in a chest plate. It's an artist rendition, so it's taken some kind of creative liberties, but you can see that casting, it's almost as if it's a musical, whimsical magic kind of coming forth from this hand, and riding above on a chariot,
On a donkey?
flying. Yeah.
Flying donkey.
Yeah, exactly. A flying donkey. But there's something. Go ahead and roll another perception roll to see what other details you can get from this as you're putting your hand there. And you can have a +4 because you rolled a 27.
Now I have that sound stuck in my head. Thank you so much for that. I love that.
You're welcome.
Tone, answer a question for the chat. Have you watched Doctor Who?
21.
A few episodes. Not 21.
Not as many as Supernatural, which is obviously the superior one.
I beg your pardon.
Is that what I said?
Episodes of.
This seems like dangerous territory.
You look as you fold it up. There's something about the what you're writing. It looks mechanical. In fact, there's a mechanical bird that is flying beside, and you almost kind of get this feeling of like there is a friendship here. There is something here that's depicting more than the god of entertainment and secrets. There is the invention of another god that this god is riding, and you're just not quite in a place where you can recall the name, but there's something about these inventions that this god is writing that seems like so familiar to you.
I think, I'd look at the plaque, read it, and then gaze at the painting if I'm able to flatten it out. But
yeah, you're able to flatten it out, and you kind of get the sense, while it doesn't look exactly there is the chest plate that looks so familiar. This god of entertainment and secrets, this depiction of it feels very familiar. And you're kind of left you're just kind of left in your thoughts about this. More when you're coming behind and you see the door open that leads into the chamber of Belladonna, and also you see Oren staring at this giant tapestry, and he's sort of holding the picture. And
Morwen is torn because she sees Oren transfixed, and she looks into the room and she sees Eve and Sabine. But I think she would go to Oren and look up at the painting with him and say, "What did you find?"
I don't really know. Feels familiar.
Looking at the painting, does it feel familiar to me?
Yeah, you take a look at it, and then you read the plaque, I assume. Mm-hmm. You can roll a society roll, as you are now pulling on knowledge to see whether or not you've read about the god of entertainment and secret.
Do I get any bonuses?
You can have. You did not see. You would have I'll give you a +2 on this.
Oh, 14?
Yeah. So you're taking a look at this and you're like, it's on the tip of your tongue.
Hero point?
And it's really bugging you. It's really bugging you that perhaps if you just thought about it some more, maybe it'll just come to you. Like it's on the back of your mind. You're like, this looks so familiar. The music, the invention. But you do know that the invention that you're seeing, like the mechanical bird and this chariot that seems to be flying, was not invented by this god. It's the work of another god, but it's like the work of a god that you don't think you saw a picture of, and so you're kind of left there with that thought.
Does feel familiar.
Yeah. Let's go check in on the bean.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Would you tell me if you weren't?
I think so.
Okay, let's go check on Sabine.
Okay.
Morwen, one thing as you're leaving and following Oren, one thing that you know and recall, there's not much written about the god of entertainment and secrets. It's like, while there's a lot of stuff written about the other gods, there's a few gods where there's very little. And
What's interesting, Oren, is that for the god of entertainment, there's not many stories about him.
I mean, there probably won't be very many stories about me. There's a lot of stories by me.
I think that you will do really great things, Oren, and I think that there will be lots of stories about you.
I'm okay telling the stories. I think the person who tells a story has a lot more power than the person who the story is about.
I'd rather just listen to the stories.
I can tell you some stories.
you get to the doorway. Roll a perception roll, Morwen and Oren, before you go into the room. Okay, both of you see this. You see down the hallway of where you came while you went to the room to the right, the room to the left. You notice now that the door is open a bit ajar, and it wasn't open before. Like you think, because taking a look around, you noticed 4 doors, everything like that, and you went down looking at the tapestries. But it catches your eye that the door is slightly ajar.
I'm sorry, the door is ajar?
Yeah, door's ajar. Humperdinkus.
A jar of what?
I've got a jar
But
of
what's in the jar?
Maybe pickles.
dirt.
I've
I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar. Sorry.
I think Oren would have said anything about it. I think he would have just seen it and...
Yeah, Morwen would have clocked it, but seeing Sabine in the state that she's in,
Yeah.
that's more important, and they can go check on the door.
Okay. Fair enough. You guys can move your token into that room, that chamber.
And I think that Morwen would immediately go over to where Eve is consoling Sabine and kind of just embrace them both.
Sabine, Eve, how do you guys react?
Sabine is, she would have been sobbing quite hard in the beginning. I think it would have taken her a little bit to really recognize that Eve was in the room and it wasn't just like a figment of her imagination or another memory or anything. I think she would begin to feel it, and then when she could feel like the prickles in the back of her neck of other people approaching, she would kind of start to calm herself down, compose herself a little bit.
Compose yourself. Oren, you're walking in. Where do you go, Oren? You're seeing all these different statues.
Probably would actually go straight up to the big main belladonna statue and just kind of look at the statue and try and connect. You would think I know who Morwen and Eve are, and I think I might know who Sabine is, but who am I? What am I doing here? I just tell the stories. I don't live them.
And roll a society roll. Roll with a +4. You're watching as the meat on the face begins to kind of drip down, and and just kind of seeing that makes you laugh. And the thought of laughing with the goddess of bloodshed just seems so odd, but yet you are recalling, and you begin to recall. With an 18, you're able to grab a hold of that memory of seeing this goddess, and you can see the face, how it's depicting the same sort of familiarity of the woman that was healing your back. And what would be a humorous moment in a memory that your former self would have had? What moment do you think would be coming to mind?
They probably in my own chambers and tossing knives and berries and whatever at a painting of my illustrious father, and probably walk over and take some berries and dip in the berries and just draw a little mustache on old Daddy Cass and I really fucking hate that man. God, whatever.
Piece of shit.
I think that might be a little harsh to shit, don't you think?
One day, my friend. And she would pick up 2 of her soul daggers and just two of them in succession, right in one eye and in the other eye.
And then you would look at her and say, one day, and then every day, my love.
Well, cheers to that. You got a little bit of berry juice right there.
No, so do you. You just dab a little on her nose.
You did not just do that. Do you know who you are starting a war with? You want to go there?
Well, to be able to defeat me, you'd have to find me first. And he would just step back into the shadow and disappear.
Mm-hmm.
What memory would continue as you're thinking about this moment, and it's changed from a friendship? And you can roll another society roll with a +4 to see if you can remember what she called you.
Oops.
You did not.
Forgot to push ahead, but that'd be a 28.
It teased a 4, and then it rolled to the 18. And so then Belladonna would be calling out, and what name does Belladonna call out?
As soon as he goes to disappear, her shadow creatures would be wrapping themselves around his legs, warming their way up around him to hold him right into place. And she would walk up to him and just go, I would find you anywhere, Kanto. Or anywhere you go, I shall follow. And then she would kiss him and put berries on his face. And then she would disappear into the dark.
Oren, you're coming out of this memory, and you can roll a fortitude save to see whether or not you break down crying.
I'll be honest, I think he would be crying either way.
Yeah, as tears begin to pour down, your face, you can either you have the choice. You can give into your emotion, or you can not. So what would Oren do?
I get it now. Sabine, you okay?
Perfectly fine.
And he would there'd be tears streaming down his face, but he would just go over and kneel down and say, we have this. We can do this. All 4 of us, we're gonna be okay.
And Morwen pulls him into the group hug.
Sabine would look at him and just say, what is my name?
Well, I mean, you are Sabine. But I think you and I have known each other a long time, Belladonna.
I don't know if I want these memories.
Memories are who you used to be. But you are who you are now. And, I can be anybody.
She would find me weak? No.
I don't think so.
I'm still lost in the dark.
Well, I kind of like the dark. Should we go find the light?
Yeah.
Come on. And then he's gonna reach his hands out to her and help her stand up.
She's gonna turn to Eve and just look at her and just gently grab her face and put them forehead to forehead and just say, I remember you.
And I think this might be a good time to use a new spell that I got.
Oh yeah, it is.
From well, what? Tell us about this.
It is called Join Pasts. With touches to the target's foreheads, you bring them into mental communion. The targets can share thoughts and experiences, but not words. When one target attempts to recall knowledge, the other can aid the first target's skill check using any lore check without having made any preparations to aid.
Holy fucking shit.
Wow.
What? Oh my gosh.
Touching moment of putting the foreheads together. And all of a sudden, a mental communion. Everything that now let's see. You can using any lore skill. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, your foreheads touch, and all the memories that Sabine just experienced flow into Eve, your mind. So everything that she saw, the conversation, the being led down the hallway, the feeling, and in fact, you begin to feel that voice of Bane before he stabbed her through the gut with his sword. You get all that.
And Eve will just hug her. Sorry.
As am I, sister. As am I.
I remember you too.
I don't remember what happened. I don't remember how we got here. Why this is happening. Why we are these new people.
They just brought us together once again. We helped each other once, and we will do it again.
Sabine would grab Moen's hand and then look at Oren and grab his hand and just say, we found each other. In this dreadful plane of existence, we found each other despite everything.
Yes.
Roll a perception roll, each and every one of you.
Oh no, we're gonna die? Oh. Just like a really cool, nifty little thing that I have. Is this just, I'm not saying that, like, you have an evil plan in mind or anything like that. No. Go into the chat, you piece of crap. Oh, sorry. Go there. But, like, just in case, like, you're trying to pull some, like, shady stuff, I just wanted it to be known.
You aren't off guard to hit an undetected flanking creatures? Well, forget it.
I rolled a 28.
All right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, more. Eve, Oren, Sabine, you got a snotty nose. You're really kind of not cleaning yourself up.
Can't be caught off guard. Shitty perception.
Yeah, that's right. So what you do is actually Morwen will hear something else. I'll describe first what Oren and Eve hear. Oren and Eve, you hear a voice. I can see all. It's finally happening. I can see. And that is echoing down the chamber and you can catch it. Now, more when you hear that, but then immediately you hear something else. And let me know if you can hear this.
I did hear it.
That scared the shit out of me. I don't know what it was.
It's a bird.
Okay. And you hear this other cry coming from the other.
Volume up.
As all of a sudden, each of you begin to feel the room get colder and the lights get dimmer, as if something happening in the other room is occurring, and it just seems that all the heat is getting pulled to the point that you see your breath. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session, as we have finished part 2 of episode 14, where the gods' names have finally been revealed. And next week, we are going to find out what more is revealed if they survive. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh. That was a bird? I got all quiet, turned the volume up really loud on her headphones, and I just
Yeah. You hear a cackle. Sarah, any last words before we sign off?
Yeah, make sure you guys check out GameCon. It's this little thing, GameCon Canada, that we are headed to from June 14th to 16th, and we are super duper excited to all be there, and it's super duper exciting.
It's so exciting. We are super excited. And as always, we hope you live your best selves in your mortal roles. We will see you next time.